I'd like to start a very short talk. Roots of Shintaido as a martial art. As you know, you have read Ito Sensei's book. Shintaido is not simply martial art. Ito Sensei is a multi-talented artist. He became one of the top level karate instructor at some point in Japanese martial art history. But when he was young, he's naturally talented, so he studied many things, and through his study and inspiration, he has wrote many things in his book. Academically, he's not a successful, smart guy, but since he was elementary school, he was very much interested in biology. So by the time he arrived in junior high school, he's already studying doctor level biology. Often he told us he gave a hard time to the high school teacher of biology because he knew more than teacher. So anyway, that part doesn't matter. But, that's one of the episodes I want you to remember. What is Ito Sensei and background Shintaido. So he used all knowledge, what he studied from biology into Shintaido. So Shintaido has roots on Western science. That's very important. You can go sleep if you want. That's exactly Ito Sensei used to tell us. Remember that? Ito Sensei, whenever Ito Sensei would talk, like, oh, feel free to go to sleep. But he's a good storyteller, so he could not go to sleep. I'm not like that. Anyway. So that's one of the roots of Shintaido I consider, which Ito Sensei never wrote about it in his book. So Shintaido has roots of Western science. That's what I want to say. Then another one is when he was young, between high school and university education like this. 2 years he trained himself theater training. That's already he wrote. He wanted to be an actor. That's one of his dreams. So he trained very hard. But that's one thing. He studied theater play. That's one thing. The other one is he's very much interested in painting with canvas. So when I met Ito Sensei during my university days, he was always carrying canvas and the color. And strong memory I have is in the Rakutenkai days. We studied Kenjutsu, Bojutsu, like this, and we often went hiking, mountain hiking. Very casual, but physical training. And he asked if you practicing Bojutsu, he asked, come with bow. Of course, we backpack, but we use it bow. Not practicing bow in the mountain, but ask him to carry the bow all the time. Or bokken all the time. But not using bokken or bow as a stick. But he asked us like that, but he's always carrying, canvas and sand and color. It's quite heavy. Beside hiking and overnight sleep in the mountain, or sometimes 2 nights in the mountain, it's carrying this. So someone like Minagawa, when like Sensei care, so he carried the canvas. Anyway, so he's very much interested in painting and theater play and biology. He's not going to church, but he was seriously studying and practicing Jesus' teaching. So when I met him, visited Ito Sensei, he and his wife, Etsuko, very serious. It's very simple custom. The visiting like this, before the meal like this, they always do meditation. Which Japanese say, itadakimasu. But Ito Sensei and Etsuko, maybe a few minutes of please. Then we do itadakimasu with appreciation, but very casual. That was kind of a surprise. And then point is, being Christian in Japan is already a big challenge. Not resistance, how to call it, strong wind. Kind of discrimination. He's Christian. And if you study the history of Christianity in Japan, long serious history, during Shogun era, they are prosecuted. So many sad stories. When I was young, being Christian in Japan is already a big challenge. Another example, that if you go to shrine, in university, we often run jogging. Okay, no keiko today, just jogging like this. But we often go to the shrine. And shrine, the torii gate like this. And of course, most of the kids are no problem. But he always goes through. He has never go through the torii gate. And of course, he was always like this from senpai. But at last, our kids like that. So people start accepting. And especially he became Chiyo University captain like this. Nobody criticized him. But anyway, for him it's very challenging. He's always showing Christian faith. It's not, he's not promoting Christianity to others like this. Not evangelical, but he has his own kind of dignity. Another thing is I remember, okay, this is casual karate club, cheerleaders group, generation change. So 4th grade generation will graduate, and 3rd grade generation take over. And when this kind of ceremony, this like Thailand is like this. It's very casual. So father takes son to the prostitution and teach how to do it. But in the university karate club, especially cheerleaders club, captain to next captain. So it's almost obligation if you are going to be appointed as the next captain, or Japanese say kanbu, staff. Staff has to go to follow all his senpai staff, and they go to prostitution. initiation. Traditionally like that. But our sensei changed. He diffused big wind. But after, so it's too bad, so I don't have to go. We missed it. So by the time I became captain, is no such kind of custom. So good is bad, bad is good. So anyway, that's our sensei. So some senpai, our sensei senpai, that is traditional, conservative, this kind of macho head kind of senpai, hate our sensei. So always strong wind, cutting edge. But I think it's because of his Christian faith. Then he trained hard, so he became very good karate practitioner. So nobody do ijime. He's almost a revolutionary. So anyway, there are so many stories like that. Before he found Shintaido, this is a funny way to say, he is already protecting Shintaido. Shintaido doesn't need to carry this kind of tradition. He finally arrived. Then he wrote a book, and simply speaking, he said Shintaido has not the religion itself, but essence of religion and essence of art, especially Western art, then Japanese martial art, and hand out the roots of Shintaido as a martial art. And I know everyone knows, they have it like this, big Tommy like Nagairote. I think beginning of 1990, I gave a talk during the Kasha. And the title of this talk is Our Inheritance from Three Masters. So I didn't study that from our sensei. So I had this one. I didn't study, but our sensei talked about it. So I thought out this roots of Shintaido. Then when I gave talk, our inheritance of three masters, so I added many things. So anyway, that's how I want to tell people how great Shintaido as a culture. But eventually, I want each of you, especially like I said, you love Shintaido, you like to keep going with Shintaido. You should have your own understanding, appreciation of roots of Shintaido. So it's not only Shintaido itself, just not memorizing this chart. Your Shintaido. How you came up with your Shintaido. So everyone is different. So everyone has different gut background and talent. So in my case, something I never added during this talk I gave, inheritance of three masters. I didn't put my part. For example, for me, meeting Henry Kaiser, wow! meeting Kazu Tanahashi. Wow! So my Shintaido include Henry culture, behind of Henry culture, and behind Kazu Tanahashi. And my Shintaido includes training of diving, what I studied from diving. So the other day we talk about neutral buoyancy. So my way of appreciating meditation is really physical. Physically, I felt this neutral buoyancy is not really difficult, super difficult. So if you understand underwater diving, if you meet a good instructor, he can teach you, he or she can teach you what is a neutral buoyancy. Neutral buoyancy is almost like non-gravity, world of non-gravity. So that I experienced that. So now when I do meditation, I include this feeling. So that I meant floating and grounding. So anyway. So I want each of you to have your own chart and your own way appreciating Shintaido. And how you found your way of appreciating Shintaido. That came from your experience or your job experience, your skill, what you study. It doesn't have to be always academically. This carpenter is fine. Or mount climber is fine. So we are going to write a thesis to be doctor. But you have to have your own jumping something. You know that Sudoku, everyone knows Sudoku. When you Sudoku like this. Grade, beginner. Level 1 Sudoku, so many numbers. Kind of skeleton like this. You figure out. But really advanced Sudoku is maybe 3 numbers. How do you have to figure out? But you have to keep this 3 or 4 or 5 number as it is. Then you. So this, of course, different. This like Sudoku. Here's your base. Here's your base. That I want each of you add your own wisdom. Where your wisdom, body wisdom came from. But the root is here. I don't need to talk about who is Master Funakoshi, Ito Sensei. You can go good. That's what I want to say.
Thank you.
Cultivating, finding roots of your Shintaido. That's I want to tell you. Already, Egami Karate has already a lot of essence of Shintaido. No, I don't know. I don't need the all karate school. I never been to all karate master. But I hardly know any other karate school teacher that. Without Egami Sensei, our sensei might have made some his own art. But without Egami Sensei, Shintaido never be like this. So that's inheritance. This is one of the Ito Sensei that part of karate kata can be pose of meditation. So this is pose of meditation. Of course, it's self-defense. This pose of meditation. That's the way you can train. So that's the difference from religion. Only this place, so, karate, kyokai style karate, kyokushin is different. This kind of idea, part of karate kata is a form, could be form of meditation. That came from Ito Sensei and into the Shintaido functions. Then Sensei came out, body is a message of the universe. So it's one mudra, whole body mudra. And then body is a message of the universe. And behind the paper, behind the Ito Sensei, behind the Ueshiba Sensei, there is a traditional Japanese sword movement, Kenjutsu, which of course spear or everything like that. It is said Ito Sensei is a descendant of Ito school, and Ueshiba Sensei is a descendant. I mean, not descendant, but flow, wisdom flow of Shinkageryu came into Ueshiba Sensei. So Shintaido has amazing two roots. Then Shintaido karate, Funako Sensei. Of course, Okinawa karate instructor don't like this comment. It's obvious it came from China. Behind China. Tai Chi, Kung Fu, Shaolin. So the roots of Shintaido will go back to the Chinese martial art. Then by accident I started Tai Chi. Started Tai Chi in 2000. So many discoveries. The part I didn't get exactly while I practicing karate. So I'm like, okay. So I said Henry Kaiser and Kazu Tanahashi, but for me, the other master, the master law. And my kohai karate, but my Tai Chi teacher, Miyamoto. So roots of inheritance of my Shintaido is wow. So you don't need to copy my way. Each of you make your own unique whatever chart and be proud of yourself. So Yamabushi training is very important because little guy practicing very hard karate, of course, the big guy always has advantage. So little guy like me is always end up looking for supernatural power. Supernatural power, beyond the usual image of strength. So that's how many of us, our sensei, end up studying esoteric training, esoteric religion training, Yamabushi training. Yamabushi is a practitioner of Yamabushi always look for the supernatural power through Shinto and Buddhism mix. Both sides has its own training, but Yamabushi came up like this. And they developed the Ito Sensei went. Yeah, some of you came to Haguro. We had Haguro International. Haguro is one of the most well-known Yamabushi training dojo. I think our sensei joined this training and he did part of it. He never became Yamabushi, but he did. But anyway, sorry.